Good morning. I'm sure that stupid face is the one that YouTube is going to pick for the thumbnail because they always give me the best ones. So let me get rid of my art project here. Good morning. So I had no idea what to talk about today because I've done a lot of stuff this week, but not super interesting or things that I can like necessarily share. Hold on. Okay, that was bothering me, but it's just gonna have to stay bothering me. And so I asked Eric for some topic ideas to see what he thought, and none of his topics were appropriate for YouTube, at least not for this channel. So we're gonna skip everything that he said, and we're gonna talk about nothing as we do on so many Fridays. But I do have a couple of zipper things to show you. I found some interesting videos this week that I'm playing around with. So, hi, Shelly. Hi, everybody. Good morning. All right. So, first things first, what did I do this week? A lot of messes were made. That I can tell you. And a lot of messes were not cleaned up because I'm still in the process of packing and getting ready for two shows. I leave a week from Sunday. I'm not super stressed about that. I feel like I still have some time. I'm making good progress, but there are messes everywhere. And because it's cold and it gets cold out there with all the windows, everything is in here. And if you've seen my studio, if you've been in my studio, it's big, but it's not big enough for all the stuff. There are like bins lined up. There's stuff literally everywhere. So I am working on kits. Everything is kind of in different stages and in different boxes. And that's kind of what I did. So I just made a mess this week, basically. Kathy is here from K Dill, and she is in Washington right now. And I really wish that I was in Washington, but also I know that it would be a really bad idea. So Kathy, I miss you. I miss all you guys. I really wish that I was there. And if I was crazy, psycho, I can't say no to anything, me like 6, 7 years ago, I probably would be in Washington and then driving to Atlanta and then driving to Lakeland and then coming home and being exhausted. But instead, I took Washington out of the equation because it is on the other side of the country and it's a very long drive, both directions, no matter who's driving. And I decided not to do that this year and to just do Lakeland and Atlanta. So yes, Marie, I think you just asked. Oh, you're coming to see me. You didn't ask, you told me. Marie, I'm very excited. So yes, I will be in Lakeland and Atlanta in a few weeks. In how many weeks? I think 2. Let's see. When does Atlanta start? Atlanta starts for me on the 10th because I have a day before class. And then we set up and then we have the show and then we will head to Lakeland. So I'm just excited. Rhonda, you didn't go? Oh, Brittany's there. Well, I hope Brittany's having fun. I know last year she had a great time because she got a machine. So, um, yes, and Shelly knows something else that I did this week, which you guys will all find out about next week, which I'm very excited about. So let's talk about that first. I'm not going to tell you, I'm not going to give you any hints. It's a new pattern. That's the hint that you're getting. But basically, we had a very deep and enlightening conversation when we were having our virtual retreat this weekend, amongst many other silly conversations, which are the best ones. So we had a lot of conversations. We'll just say that we were laughing a lot. And one of the conversations that we were having with Kat, and I think Kat watches, but she doesn't always join and chime in. But Kat was telling us a little bit of her history, her kind of work history, and how she got so smart. She has a lot of a wonderful insight, and so she brought some things to, I'm going to say, to my attention. I know everybody else was really enjoying the conversation too, but she gave me kind of a whole new perspective on things, and I want to share it with you guys because I think sometimes we're so hard on ourselves and we sometimes can't step back far enough from what we're doing to really see the big picture, and I think that we really need that sometimes. So because of this conversation, and hold on, I'm just going to move this foot pedal because it's going to go flying any second. Now I can put my feet on my little box here. Because of this conversation, you guys are getting a new pattern next week, and I think it's going to be really awesome. So basically what we were discussing is I was kind of saying that like I have so many things at all times in my brain that I want to do. I want to accomplish this and this and this and this. And I have this whole list of things, video content that I want to make, patterns that I'm working on, new samples that I want to do. It's always just this ongoing list because I always want something else for you guys, something new for shows. I don't want anyone to come and see me at a show and be like, oh, I've already seen all this, or I saw you here last year and your booth looks the same. I always want new stuff. That is a thing that I put on myself. It is because of talking to people and they're always asking what's new, but also I do put that on myself 100%. So I'm always looking for, I guess that the best way to say it is like the best bang for the buck. Eric always says how much can I get done without stressing myself out, still having time to pack, still having time to prep kits, but have the biggest impact. And sometimes I get overwhelmed by that because what I see on my end is the ongoing list and how much I didn't get done. And you guys just see all the stuff I did get done. And you're like, yeah, but you got all this stuff done. And I'm like, but I don't see it that way. And I know a lot of you are the same as me, and you probably think the same thing. When you have this ongoing list of stuff and you only get one or two things done, it feels like you didn't accomplish anything because there's still 25 things on that list and it grows every day. And so, what Kat was basically saying, the first part of the conversation was, what is going to be the best decision for your business? What is going to, make you profit and make the most sense? Like prioritize in that way. Is this new pattern going to be the thing you should get done, or is the new sample, or is it a new tutorial? Which are the things that you should work on? And then after you kind of organize those, and she always says, pick three things so that you have like three small goals. You can have the whole list of other goals, but have the three things, work on those, and then have like a fourth, like kind of your backup. If one of those things is being held up for some reason, you're waiting for something to come in that you've ordered, or you're held up because you need to rethink something or whatever that is, have that fourth thing right on the back burner that you can pull and you can work on that so that you're always working on something and you're not feeling like you don't accomplish things. And then she also threw this out there, which sometimes I do need a reality check. She's like, you say that you don't get anything done. You say that you're so behind and you haven't finished any of these things, but you just released all these new fabric designs and you put a pre-order together and you did. And she just started listing all the things that I did. And I'm like, okay, yeah, when you think about it that way, and when somebody else kind of calls you out on your stuff in a positive way, you're like, yeah, I guess you're right. I guess you're right. I did get a lot of things done. And then I know, like, we were talking and Cheryl was there and Cheryl's like, I kind of felt the same way. I felt like I didn't do enough last year, with my business and like making bags. And then I looked at how many orders I had and I was like, oh, I made this many bags last year. So sometimes we need a cat in our life, to cat, a person or an animal, to say to us, like, to kind of grab our shoulders and shake us and be like, no, open your eyes and look at all the stuff that you got done. You really did get a lot done, but also make yourself a smaller list, make yourself a little priority list. And so because of that, she was like, so what do you want to do? And we'll call it pattern A. Pattern A has been in the works for a little while now. Pattern A is not going to be complex for you necessarily, but it's complex for me to write because there's a lot of new techniques and different things going on. So I'm kind of like a third, maybe a halfway through that pattern. I have the measurements, I have the pieces, I have a lot of the legwork done, but it's just the writing part. Pattern B, which is what you guys are going to get next week, is definitely simple. Simple to make, simple to write, simple in so many ways, simple one to film. And that will be happening today, I think. And so I could easily get that done and take that with me to these shows, which then also means I have hardware to go along with those, which means I have things to put in the booth, things to add on to the pattern sales. And so it kind of like snowballed into, like, if I do pattern A, it's a good thing, but it's going to be a lot more time consuming. Pattern B, a lot less time consuming, get it done, get things done. And then it kind of turns into a whole bigger thing. That would be great for the business and great for me mentally. And so I went upstairs that night after the retreat And I immediately messaged a small group of my pattern testers. I have I have a large group of testers, but I have a small group that has basically, some have said it and some have not needed words to say it, but they always have my back. They are always there to do whatever I need. They are my support system. They have free time. They are, retired, or they have different schedules. Whatever the case may be, they're the core group that I know I can rely on. And I didn't have to reach out to every single person in my pattern tester group and have to worry that I was stressing a bigger group out and that I was waiting for a bigger group. I know that this small group has always come through for me and has made it clear that they will always be there to support me. So instead of waiting and stressing them out, I probably did anyway, I immediately emailed all of them and said, here's a picture, here's the plan, here's the date, here's the due date. Are you in? And if you're in, let me know. And if you're out, no hard feelings, we'll move on. All of them responded immediately and were like, yes, we got you. No problem. I got them the pattern 3 days in advance, 3 days earlier than I expected. They will have it tested for next week. One of them already did it. She's already done like the same day and sent me this amazing message. And it just kind of, it sparked something in me that I needed. I think I've been kind of like mopey and depressed lately between weather and just a whole bunch of other life things, just kind of feeling like, eh. And it was like this spark that I needed, which then led me into doing all of these other things. And my little quick list, not my long list, but my quick list, I have marked off so many things on that list, like so many things. I'm so excited about it. And I think that's what I needed. So, um, the moral of the story is find yourself somebody that can be a little harsh with you, but not too much, like realistic with you, and just be like, listen, this is what we got to do. Let's make a short list. Let's get our stuff done and put dates on it. Kat is also like, put dates on it. Give yourself timelines. She goes to extremes that I do not, because I still like to drink coffee in the morning. She gives herself tasks that have to be done before she's like allowed to drink coffee. I can't go that far. I'm only so human and I can only do so much. I need my caffeine in the morning. But I loved the idea of it because it's kind of like, reward yourself with something that day, but do your other things first. And for me, I kind of do it a little bit in reverse. I do all the stuff that I have to get done first in the morning. I have to ship orders. I have to answer emails. I do all of that kind of stuff. And then at the end of the day is when I concentrated on that pattern. I sat down and I got the pattern done and I had a date in mind, but instead of saying I have until this date, I was like, how quick can I get it done before that date? And then I sat there and I read through the pattern and I made all of my changes and I sent it off. And the quick list, 100%, love that. Love the quick list. It definitely got things done. So thank you, Kat, if you are watching or if you do watch. And to anybody else that is that likes that idea, I cannot take credit for it, but I will say it has definitely done something to my brain. I feel like my brain got a little rewiring this week, and like in the best way possible. So yeah, am I ready to leave for Georgia? No, I'm not. Am I stressed about it? No, I'm not, because I feel like I'm so excited to bring all these like other things back, like all these like other, or not other things, but new things. And then on top of that, what else can I do to make new things but not have them be brand new? Well, right here, the all around tote. There's also a sample over there. There's also one right here cut out so I can film a tutorial. So that's 3 new bags for that pattern. I also made a laurel. I have another one of these cut out. I'm going to do the tutorial for that because I love to have a tutorial with the pattern, and the pattern's done. The pattern is the hard part. It's finished. They've been finished. So now I get to revamp old patterns with new fabric and then have stuff to bring to the show. So then my booth looks refreshed and new. I have new things to talk about. And if somebody knows me and knows my patterns, they might recognize it and be like, oh my God, I love what you did with the all around tote. If they don't know me, it's a brand new pattern to them. So it's kind of a win-win. So it's been a week of, I've been working a lot. I've been down here like till like 7, 8 o'clock every night, but I don't feel like exhausted and wiped out. I feel super like, so very, very excited about it. Can you see my handle? Yes, you can. So I will hold it up close for you. It is a 1-inch pre-made handle that I folded in half and top stitched and then riveted. I had extra long post rivets for some project. I don't remember what, and I actually got to use them finally. So yeah, and it's really stiff, which I like. It's like a nice little stiff handle. Wow, how cute is that? And then I'm going to have another one in a different color scheme, and I'm going to film a video. And if I don't get the tutorial edited and I just get it filmed, it's done. It's work that I can do in the hotel. It's work I can do while I'm traveling. Totally easy. So thank you again to Kat and to all of you, because our virtual retreat was literally everything that I needed. I felt just like, I felt so good afterwards. Like when you get super amped and you just don't want to go to bed, you just want to keep doing stuff. That is how I felt this entire week. And trust me, between weather and everything else in the world and in my life right now, I could just sit here and mope and be sad. I don't want to. I don't want to do that at all. I want to just like be excited. So, and I'm also really excited. You guys don't know this, but a friend of mine from high school is here right now, and I'm so excited about it. I'm just so excited to see her name. Hi, Joanne. we've kept in touch over the years, and we might not see each other very much. It's been quite a while since we've seen each other, but you know, when you get that little blast from the past, it makes you really happy. And seeing your name pop on here was very unexpected and super excited. So, and she doesn't even sew. So guys, I don't know why she's here. It's not to learn anything, but you know, she's here. So, anyway, I have some other things that I want to show you, and I will drop one little hint for you, and that's it, because I want to be super excited when you don't sew yet. Don't threaten me with a good time, Joanne. What I want next week, next Friday, when we're all here together, which will be my last live for a little bit. I have to check the schedule while we're away to see if I can be live or when I can go live when we're out of town for the next couple of weeks. I want to introduce you to the brand new pattern with nothing. I don't want you to know anything. I don't want you to know anything that's happening. So what I will tell you is this. Some of you are probably more prepared for this than you even realize. And that will make sense next week. It is a quick sew. It is a 2-for-1 pattern. You're getting 2 things in one pattern. I'm very, very excited about it. It is something that has been on my to-do list forever. And last year, you guys know the book. You know, I know you've seen the book before. Every year I have a book. It's the idea book. It has all the stuff in it. I don't know where last year's went, but I finally put it away. Oh, here it is. You have to see this with all the tabs in it because it's funny. This is the 2025 book. So this is what happens to the book over the course of a year. So in the very beginning of this, it's stuff that I want to do. It's my goals for the year. It's all that good stuff. And then, let's see, we are 5 pages in, and I am already on to this project. Last year was the year that I wanted to get it done. I put it on hold. I said, no, there's other things that need to happen. This year, it's on page 1. I didn't even bother to write my goal list. Page 1 is the new pattern, and I'm super excited about it. So I hope that you're all as excited as I am. Everybody at the retreat was excited, and on Saturday when I was sewing it, Christy was here, like in person. We were virtual, but she was sitting here. And so she was seeing everything I was doing. And I said, I want to show them, but I don't want to show them because they're going to want it. And then it's going to make me want to write it. And she was like, show them. So as soon as I showed everybody, they're like, yeah, we're going to need that. So that is kind of what started this whole entire thing. And so just very, very excited. So I don't know about the cotton canvas. Can you tell us how it is to work with and why you would choose it over cork? Okay, so yes, we will. That is a great question. And then we're going to talk about zippers because we can. So Kathy says, I don't know about the cotton canvas. Can you tell us about it, how it is to work with it? So way back when, before there was cork, pre-cork, PC, I loved cotton canvas. I used to get cotton canvas from, here's a piece of it. This is like one of the old cotton canvases from Rifle Paper Company. I loved their canvas. I used it all the time. This is another Laurel. This will be traveling with me as well. Maybe. I don't know. It's got a canvas on it that I can't get anymore. It might make people crazy. But anyway, the Rifle Paper Company canvas was some of my favorite. I loved it. I sold it for a long time. I loved using it for bags over quilter's cotton because it is heavier than quilter's cotton. I think, I don't know what else you would use it for, because obviously bag making is what I do and quilting is what I used to do. So the cotton canvas is a heavier, thicker weight than your quilter's cotton. I'm trying to see, I know I have some here. So here is just a piece of quilter's cotton. So, you know, not see-through, but also not super substantial. This has no interfacing on it. The canvas, which I know I have a piece of that as well. All these projects that I have waiting for me to sew them. The canvas, come here. There is a piece of it without interfacing. I just have to find it. Here it is. So the canvas, definitely, you can see by the movement, it's a little bit thicker. It's not like, this has no interfacing. It's not so thick that it's hard to work with. I would say the only time on my domestic machine that I would struggle is if I made a handle out of the canvas and folded it 4 times and then tried to put hardware on it. Sometimes it would be a little rough to do that, but it's got a nice weight to it, even without interfacing, but you can still interface it. It holds up really nicely. And I think in a bag, you want something that's going to have more life to it. You don't just, the quilter's cotton is what I sewed with in the beginning. It's what I made all of my bags out of because that's what I knew. I was a quilter. It was easy to access. It's what I designed. It's what I worked with. And there's nothing wrong with quilter's cotton. There's definitely places for it. But if you're making a bag from it, it's not going to hold up as well as the canvas. Now, can you sub canvas for cork? Yes and no. The canvas is still not going to be used raw edge. So like if you're looking over my shoulder at Violet right here, that accent that's on the bottom, this right here, that has a raw edge. We can't do that. But this way, this right here, the top part, that is uninterfaced cork. But if I wanted to interface the cotton canvas and sub it on there, I think it would look fantastic on Violet. Now I want to make a new sample. I'm not going to go there. Stay focused, Jessica. So it would definitely give you this a similar structure. It's just not going to be, it's not going to be something you can switch back and forth with if it has a raw edge, but something like that, absolutely, you could swap that out, no problem, for interfaced cotton canvas. So I love working with it. I think it makes things sometimes a little bit easier to turn. It's not going to build up the thickness and the layers as much as like cork or vinyl does, but it has its limitations. It's still a woven fabric. It's still going to fray. You can still, you know, get little frays on the edges. So I like having both options. For instance, the Laurel. This frame right here, the thickness of the inside of this frame is going to determine what you can put inside of it. So underneath this frame, there is a finished edge. The entire top of this bag, it's fully lined, is finished. Then you put that finished edge into the frame. If we were going to make this bag in cork, I would suggest that you didn't finish the edge, that you left it raw. It's not going to matter because it's going to be covered, but because then you won't have too many layers also folded on top of each other and then trying to put them into a frame. When it comes to a pattern that has a frame or something where the hardware, it has to go into hardware, you're going to be limited on the thickness. Where something like Violet, I'm limited by my machine. If I want to make that bag out of super heavy, thick leather, I can do that if my machine can handle it. The pattern is totally fine for it. That bag right there, probably not going to work because it's going to be really hard to put into the frame. So I love working with the cotton canvas. I have been working with it a lot more lately. Going back to the story that I interrupted myself and didn't finish. Why did we stop selling the Rifle Paper Company canvas? We did really well with it. We sold a ton of it online and at shows. It was a great, great product. Here's the problem. They kind of stopped producing a lot of it, like new designs. So every time I would log in to see what was new to order more canvas, it was a whole bunch of the old designs, which is fine. We recycle a lot of designs. But then on top of it, it was like one or two things from a new collection. They weren't expanding the canvas offering that much. And I don't want to keep carrying the same canvas that I had in 2016 now in 2026. I want to have new options. If it's still selling, great, but I also want to have new options. So I got back into selling canvas and being able to design my own canvas when I finally found a manufacturer that could do what I wanted and made a great product. The other reason that I really like this canvas better than the Rifle Paper Company, not only did I design it, which is super exciting to me. It's always going to be exciting to be a fabric designer. This was one of my fabric designs when I was designing quilt fabric. I stopped doing that. Now I get to do it again. I don't have somebody telling me what to design and somebody telling me how big a collection needs to be. I get to do whatever I want. And if it doesn't sell, I don't restock it. And if you guys love it, I restock it for the next 20 years. But the other thing that I love about this particular canvas, it is cotton canvas. It feels just like the other stuff, the commercial stuff, but it's waterproof. So you can spill water on this and it beads up, where regular cotton, if you get it wet, it's going to absorb it. So I think in getting rid of the Rifle Paper Company and kind of taking a break from it, focusing heavily on cork, now being able to bring back a product that did really well for me, but to make that product better in so many ways, it just kind of made sense. So in a nutshell, Kathy, I don't know if that actually answered any of your questions, but there you go. I also think that the cotton canvas is more domestic machine friendly. And even though so many of us now don't have domestic machines or don't use them, we use our heavy duties, our industrials. If you are still sewing on a domestic, if you're doing embroidery, if you're doing, bags like on your regular sewing machine, the cork is very domestic friendly, but again, the layers can start to build up sometimes and get kind of thick. With the cotton canvas, because it's a woven fabric, I feel like it's a little bit friendlier for our machines. And it looks great with the cork mixed and matched, which you will see when I do all this. Oh, thank God. I wasn't sure. I ramble sometimes, so I didn't know. Okay. So a couple other things that I also wanted to talk about. The algorithm of social media, you know that once you see something or engage in something or like something, you're going to keep seeing a whole bunch of stuff. And this week, it was all about zippers. I don't know if you guys have gotten anything. Maybe you will now because your phones will hear me saying zippers. But I got a whole bunch of try this new zipper technique kind of videos. And I found a couple of them kind of interesting and I wanted to show you. So first, let me show you this. If you were here during the virtual retreat and I was struggling to try and get my embroidery machine to work again, I did. I finally got my embroidery machine to work again. So I made a sample. I made a Lola sample. This is for a class sample. So I wanted to do kind of a modified simple Lola. So I didn't put any pockets inside. But after I got it done, I thought to myself, nobody wants a purse that doesn't have a closure on the top. I need a zipper. So I put a zipper on one. This one, Linda did this for me. No, not this time, Kim. Linda Shell embroidered this for me because my embroidery machine was not working. And so she helped me out. She embroidered this and I made this bag. And so in making this nice, simple sample, isn't it pretty? I decided to do the zipper that we have on Daisy. So it has, this handle is going to drive me crazy because it keeps getting in my way. It has the curved ends right here. And then it has a little finished end. So these are two things that I saw videos on. Now, this is not how hers looked. Hers looked nicer because she sewed it. I melted mine because it was already on the bag. It's hard to sew this when it's on the bag already, but I digress here. So what this person did, and I thought this was so interesting. If the name is on the video, I would love to credit them. Let me see here. So this I saw from, let's see. It says the reel is posted by, I'm going to butcher this person's name, Tarone Doroti. please don't come for my neck. I don't know how to pronounce people's names. But this was done on a zipper and then it was sewn. So it looked really pretty. But what she did is she took her zipper. So you're at home, you don't have a zipper end, you need to finish the end of your zipper, but you're like, I don't have anything extra. I don't have any scraps. What do I do? So this is going to be very rough, but basically, let me show you. She cut this. Watch me concentrate here. So this is the end of the zipper. So she cut the tape and then she took this and she crisscrossed it like this. Let me do it and then I'll show it to you. And then crisscrossed. See that? And then wrapped it around and trimmed off the ends and made this neat little like bandage look at the end and then stitched it. How cute is that? So mine is rough because again, I burned it. So, I mean, it's not the prettiest, but for me, for samples, I need to have it so that the zipper pull doesn't fall off, but I don't always want to keep using fancy hardware that is just going to be shown, you know, put in a sample. So I could have done a neater job. I understand, but it's kind of a cool idea. I thought that was really a neat way to do it. And definitely if I was sewing it, like I think I cut a little bit too much and I would still burn a little because, excuse me, because I don't want the zipper to fray, but like, let me cut this off. Look at that. Like, doesn't that look kind of cute? So I wanted to share that. Okay. So the other thing that I saw, and I'm going to try my best to explain this because I have to hold it up to you away from me. So it's going to be hard. Okay. So when I curve the ends of my zipper, I use my stapler because you can sew it, but I've just kind of gotten used to using a stapler for it. So you open up the end of your zipper and we need to curve them, right? So here's how I've been doing it lately. This works for me. Sometimes it's hard to explain it and sometimes it's just awkward, but basically on the first side, I'm going to fold it back. So I'm folding it wrong sides together, like a 1/2 inch. So just kind of fold it like that. So maybe a 1/2 inch. And then I take this curve or this pleat and I let it go. I let the teeth go and I want to bring that over. I'm going to pinch this with my tweezers so you can see better than with my hands in the way. So I'm pinching that little pleat and then I bring it to the zipper teeth. And then when I staple it, it's a lot neater than this. Let me staple one and I'll show you exactly what I mean. So I pinch it, I let it go, and then I kind of bring that pleat up and then I staple. Which my fingernails will always be in the way. So I use my tweezers to hold it. Get yourself a pair of these tweezers that stay together. They open when you squeeze. Hold on. Hold on. I will not be defeated just because I'm live on YouTube here. Okay, there we go. So, and 2 staples for good measure. All right. So it's sloppy, but you get the point. So that's how I've been doing them. So when I was with Jade from Heartwood and Hyde a while ago, I used to do it with a pin. I didn't have anything and I was struggling. And she was like, well, why don't you use your lighter? You can burn your ends. And she did all this, held all those layers together and then burned them. But what I saw was kind of a revision of that technique. And I think it's actually pretty cool. It seems to work a little bit better. So what this person did, let me see who this person was, because I've watched all these videos. This was done by, let's see, the Bed Hog Shop. It says clean corners make all the difference. So this is from Bed Hog Shop. And this is what she did. Instead of folding it wrong sides together, she folded it right sides together. She kind of made a little triangle. So she folded like this. All right. So it's right sides. Yes. Right sides together. She kind of made like a little triangle with the teeth. Then what she did is she burned it. So make your little triangle. You're just kind of folding so that the top edge of the zipper tape comes to the side. And then she burned and squeezed. You have to get it just hot enough that you almost burn off your fingerprints, but not so hot that you actually leave burn marks. All right, so there's that. And then she flipped it backwards. So she brings that point down to the other side of the zipper tape and then burns it. And I'm going to hold this one with a lighter because this one always wants to pop up. So in the end, it looks the same as what I was doing, but it's kind of backwards. Don't cancel me, YouTube. It's just a little fire. And let's see if I melted enough to make it stay. And there it is. So look at that. And then we can get rid of the part that I actually burned. So it doesn't matter. It matters that you get your curved ends. It doesn't really matter how you get there, whatever works for you. But I thought those were, some like neat zipper techniques. There was another one. I don't remember what the other one was putting a zipper pull on, which actually I didn't try yet. Let's try that one together. So this is by Also Petite, saying that adding the zipper pull by cutting your tape first is easier. So, all right. So she's cutting. Okay. So she's removing the teeth. Hold on. So she's cutting on either side and then removing the teeth themselves. And this is supposed to be easier. So that's how her zipper looks. And then when she puts the pull on, it's supposed to be easier. Do I have a zipper pull? No. Somewhere. It's supposed to be easier because you're supposed to be able to like use these ends. I should burn this too, to kind of help you thread stuff in. All right. So here's how it looks. Is this easier? It is when the zipper pull's going on. Okay. All right. It didn't change my life. Sorry to tell you. I'm sorry. Also Petite, no offense. That did not change my life. I think because I don't struggle to put zipper pulls on, but if you do, maybe this is a way for you to try. I don't know. I've also had people do it where they just take the teeth off of one side and then they have like a longer end, but I don't know. So it worked. It worked. I'm not sure how I feel about that one. I don't know if that one is a win for me, but now we have new things to try. So we've got new zipper ends, new zipper tails, and I guess a new way to try putting your zipper pull on. At this point, if you're still struggling with zipper pulls, I'm sure that you found something that works for you, a tool of some kind, but try it. Try it and see if it changes your life. Okay, I mean, yes, in all fairness, Anne, I don't struggle with putting zipper pulls on. It's actually pretty easy for me, but also I have no choice. I have to do it in front of people constantly, so I have to be decent at it. That being said, it was not something I could do in front of people for a very long time, which is a really great sales pitch when you're trying to sell zippers and someone says, how do you use these? And you're like, I can't show you because if you watch me, I can't do it. So yeah, not a great sales tool. All right, let me look and see if we have any other questions. Thank you for hanging out and rambling with me. So let's see, because I know I missed some stuff because I kept seeing things moving. Marie's coming to see me in Lakeland. Janelle's coming to see me in Lakeland. You told Brittany not to buy another machine. That is good. Jody, I'm sorry you're missing it, but maybe we'll see you again next time. And yes, Shelly Cat should be a life coach. We are trying to encourage that. So if Kat could work with managers all around the country, I think she would probably do amazing things for companies. 100%. Yes. So let's see here. Yes. Kathy, listen, I don't know if Kathy from KDill is still here. I'm seeing this comment from a little while ago. She said the advice and the spark. Kathy is somebody who I feel, and she probably feels differently, always has a spark. She always has a fire going because every time I turn around, she is doing something new and she's ahead of the game. And I'm like, girl, what are you doing? Always drink coffee first. So let's see here. Um, all right. So I don't know which one. Somebody said the purple bag is Daisy. I just want to make sure that if this is the purple bag you were talking about, this is not Daisy. This is Lola. I don't know if you're talking about, I don't see Daisy behind me, but this is Lola. It's just a very simplified Lola with no pockets inside and a different zipper instead of doing the recess zipper. But just so we know, this was a class submission that I wanted to get done for a new embroidery class because I've been doing the same one for the whole time. You can also flip that to the reverse, right? Donna, of course, I missed your comment and I don't know what that means, but maybe you'll tell me. I find I get a tighter hold with hemostats. I don't know where my hemostats are, Kim. That is part of my problem. I have them. I just don't know where they are. But these, I have these and I have other ones that are a little bit bigger. I love these. I don't know what you call these kinds of tweezers, but they stay together until you squeeze them. And I use them kind of like hemostats. I love those. So zippers from putting pulls on and curving, definitely a challenge, and happy to understand the other story. Absolutely. Everybody is struggling. What's a zipper jacket? Oh, the zipper jack. I think what she means is those like zipper jigs that you can get. There's like the purple one and then there's all sorts of other ones. Yes. And then she answered my question. I just didn't even look. Cross-locking tweezers. Is that what they're called? Thank you, Amanda. I think that's what they're called. Yes. And the Lola behind me this is also a Lola. This is a Lola that I put a zipper on because you can mix patterns together. So this Lola has a daisy zipper. This Lola has a daisy zipper pocket. I have a runny nose, excuse me. And I also put piping on it. And this is another video that I know I filmed, but I don't know where it is. I have to find it and I have to get it back up. I have to do something with this because it's just a very simple piping and like outside zipper pocket. But that's also a Lola. There's so many things, but I'm not, stop it. I'm not upset that I have so many things and I haven't gotten them all done because it just means I have ideas for the rest of eternity and I will get them done. I will get them done when the time is right. And sometimes, and I'm saying this to myself in case I watch this video again, which I won't, but I'm saying it anyway. Sometimes it's okay to not be active 24 hours a day and to not be neurotic and crazy and working like a madman. Sometimes it's okay to take a break, watch a movie, sit still, do nothing, scroll on your phone. It's okay to do that sometimes. You don't always have to be doing work 24/7. And even if you're happy doing work, which I am, and you enjoy your business, which I do, you don't have to do it 24 hours a day. You're allowed to take a break and be a person sometimes. And I try very hard every week to do something that is non-business related. Even something silly like going grocery shopping, as silly as that sounds, I'm not a business owner in the grocery store. I'm just a person buying groceries and then I come home and I put them away and I do some food prep. I try to do something. Sometimes it's a nail appointment and doing nothing else the rest of the day. Sometimes it's, going somewhere with Eric, plowing, at our old house because we got snow. I'm trying really hard because there will be weeks like the upcoming weeks where all I'm doing is working, teaching, talking, lecturing, nonstop stuff, vending, that it's okay to have those busy weeks and it's okay to sit still sometimes because we're allowed to do that and we're allowed to make up our own schedules when we can and we're allowed to say it's Saturday, I want to be like all the regular people and watch movies and do nothing all day. And that was all for me, not for you guys. Use it and enjoy it if you want, but that was for me. That was for my brain. But that being said, because I'm feeling super excited and motivated, I do still have to get kits done, which I will. But I think I want to film today. I think these projects that are sitting here waiting for me, they're calling my name. And I think I want to get some filming done because I want to make sure that I have stuff to work on. Sadly, Kathy, my voice goes in and out. It's sounds better, but it's not technically better. It's getting there. It has its moments. The worst part, the worst thing for me to say is anything that starts with H's. So when I say, when I answer the phone or when I make a phone call or when I start an intro, those words do not come out and I sound very masculine. My hello sounds like hello. And I like it's so weird. It's so annoying. But it is what it is. If this is what my voice sounds like for the rest of my life, I just have to live with it. You guys can live with it. I can live with it. So it's totally fine. I need to do a show and tell of the bags behind you again. I do. I really do. And especially since I keep moving them around and putting new bags behind me. I'll do a mini show and tell right now because we can. So we'll start over here. This is also Lola. This is Lola with cotton canvas and piping. Isn't she cute? And some cork. And then we'll work our way over because these are all the ones that I can see. Violet, of course, which I love Violet. And I don't know why. Violet, her handles don't want to cooperate. That one does not. So we'll put this one down too. So that's Violet. That's the all-around tote. This is Lola, who's falling over. And then Christy. And then Olive. And then I don't know what else you guys can see because that's where my view stops. You guys can see more than I can. But I think, because I think it's been probably 2 years, a year and a half, I think a little bit later this year, we should do another round of like the show and tell and pattern show off. And I'll show you all the bags and all the patterns that I have so that you can kind of see them and compare them. We haven't done that in a while. So Kim, I think that's a fantastic idea. Maybe after we get back from the shows, maybe like April or May, we'll have our Friday episode of these are all my bag patterns and you can see them next to each other. So maybe we'll do that. And if you have other things, other topics, let me know because someday I will run out of things and you'll just have to deal with this every week where I have nothing to talk about. Oh wait, that already happened. And we're like 6 years into this. How many years have we been doing this? A long time. 5, 6? I don't remember at this point. I think it's been 6. I think it's always almost 6 years. So if you have topics you want me to talk about, I can do that. And if you want me to make videos, I'm trying. I'm getting back into filming because I feel like I haven't done that in a while. Do you interface cotton canvas? Absolutely, I do. The reason this piece is not interfaced is because on this bag, let's talk about this one. Laurel, the gusset, the back, the front of the pocket, all interfaced. This pocket has 2 layers of canvas. So the one behind it, I didn't interface because I didn't need to. The inside of this bag is waterproof canvas. I did not interface that because I never do. And this, not this, this piece, and the gusset also have fusible fleece. So it's a layer of interfacing. I used Decor Bond and then a layer of fleece. Why? Structure and the frame. Again, we have to keep in mind anything that has a frame like that, anything that has a channel. Here, I have a Diva frame here because I've been making a mess. Anything that has a channel like this, we really can't overfill it. We can underfill it, but we can't overfill it. Now, if we were making something with a twist lock, we still have a channel, but we have a little bit of room because we can unscrew it. These, we have to make sure we fill it to, like we can't use too much, but we have to use enough. You know what I mean? So black and white striped canvas. Ooh, wink, wink. Kim, you're so subtle. This is a Tula Pink stripe from her black and white line. I don't remember the name of that line. But this was from that. I love a stripe. I'm always hesitant because stripes are so hard to cut straight. And as soon as they're a little crooked, everything looks off. But, you know, a simple stripe, polka dot, simple collection. We might have to work on that, Miss Kim. You have some fantastic ideas. Do you think it needs fleece if you use cork? That's a good question, Anne. Do I think it needs fleece if I use cork? I want to say no. I want to say no because I feel like if you're okay, hold on. Let me revise my my thought before I even go that far. If I was making this bag right here with cork on the outside, all cork, I think what I would do is not interface it, but I would add the fleece. And the fleece would be more for the thickness than for anything else because the cork wouldn't really need the structure. If you did want to interface it, I would probably keep the fleece, keep it so that it wasn't maybe fully adhered on the edges in case we needed to pull that back. But I feel like you could probably skip the interfacing and just use the fleece. That's my thought. So, Zena, I will show you the inside of this if you make me a promise to not judge me because I forgot a part of this. And actually, wait, you can still judge me. Let me get you a better Sammy sample that I did correctly. Hold, please. This one. I just finished this one at the retreat. Let's talk about this one because it's correct. So this is Sammy. This is the cotton canvas. This is the XL Wildflowers. It was an off color. This is not as bright as it normally is, which is why I decided to use it for this sample because what else can I do with it? I can't sell it. This is the inside. So it has card pockets on both sides, has a little zipper coin pouch, and it has the little gussets. So it holds all your stuff together so when you're using it, your stuff doesn't fall out when you open it. I didn't put it on this one because I forgot. So this one just opens up. Oopsie. I forgot the gussets. That's okay. It's okay. It's still fine. So that is Sammy. I know you wouldn't judge me, Zena. I basically judge myself enough, but it's fine. So there's Sammy. I think it's so cute. I waited way too long to finish this one for the main reason that I didn't have an outside zipper picked out. And every time I needed one, it was dark out there and cold, and I didn't feel like walking out there and rummaging through things in the dark. So I finally finished it. But I used this, isn't this cute? This little pink and aqua zipper that I bought at one of the shows because I just thought it was too cute. Scrap boxes are just not happening right now because I am all alone and I don't have any time because I have to leave for shows. So trust me, I need to get rid of these scraps because they are overwhelming, but unfortunately it's just not happening until I have a free moment or I have somebody to help me with them. And currently my help is not mobile very much. Oh, that would be really cute. That would be a really cute little makeup brush holder. I like that idea. Can you do Sammy with all cork? Yes, you can do all cork outside. I didn't make any adjustments. I think I might have just, because I haven't made one in a while in all cork. I don't think I interfaced it. I think I just skipped the interfacing, but everything else inside was the same. There was no adjustments that needed to happen. So, and lately I have not been top stitching just because these seams get really, really thick and the top stitching is optional. And as much as my machine can handle it, sometimes I just don't like how it looks because it's so thick. Sometimes it just, I don't know, the top stitching doesn't make me happy. So I skipped it on this one and the Foxy Brown, which is out there somewhere. And I think it looks totally fine. Me several years ago would have been like, oh no, it's going to look terrible without top stitching. I think it looks fine. I think it looks absolutely fine. So if you're struggling or if you have a domestic, you don't have to. Listen, I understand, because when I'm listening to other people's videos, I'm like, yeah, absolutely. Or somebody is like doing a podcast and they're like, what is the name of that thing? And I'm like, it's this, it's this. And I'm yelling at people that can't hear me. So I totally understand. All right, let me unplug that. There. I think that was it. That was more productive than I thought it was going to be today because I had nothing to talk about. Can you explain what you mean by interface? I would love to explain that to you. So, interfacing. And I have a sample here for no reason except that I knew you were going to ask that question. Actually, here, let me give you a quick little demo. All right, so this is cotton canvas all by itself. This is how it comes, cut out, has nothing on it. It still has nice structure, but I want more structure. So this one on the back here has interfacing. So now we can see this one stands up on its own. It has interfacing adhered to it. It's fusible. This is a product called Decor Bond. It's a medium weight fusible. So I cut the same size, iron it onto the back. So that now has structure like this. Now this one has the Decor Bond, you can see right there. And then this is fleece, also fusible. This one now has even more structure than the one with the interfacing. It's even stiffer, not super stiff, but stiff, so that when I put that into this bag, because this is this piece right here. When I make this bag, see how it's kind of plump and it stands up on its own and it doesn't fall down? That's what the interfacing does. It makes the fabric thicker, it gives it structure and body, and it makes it kind of do what you want it to do. If I made that bag with no interfacing, this right here, this heavy frame would collapse the bag and the bag would just kind of be like in the center, which we don't want. You might want that, you probably don't. On a bag like this one, that's all cork, or this one, that's all cork, the cork stands up on its own, so I don't interface it. I could also put that fusible on the back, and again, you wouldn't see it because it would be tucked in. There's nothing on this, and there's nothing on this. This is all just bare products, nothing on them. Basically this, but in cork, because cork doesn't do that. Cork stands up on its own. So that in a nutshell is interfacing. It adds structure and it adds firmness. And if you go overboard, it makes it really hard to turn your bags right side out. We all have been there before. And I don't use a ton of interfacing unless I'm doing cotton, because on cork, I don't feel that I need it. I feel like I'm okay with the structure as is. That being said, I did interface this. So that's cork. I did interface on the back of this. Why? Because it's going to be a tote bag, and a tote bag with a saggy bottom is no fun. So that's interfacing in a nutshell. Absolutely. So Kim, I will leave you on this note before we say goodbye for Friday. It's funny that you say that, because I've been enjoying this. I've had my embroidery machine set for a few days. I've been playing around with it, mostly because I like to at least feel like I kind of know what I'm talking about when I teach, even though that's not the part that I teach. That sounds weird. I teach the bag part. Somebody else, an instructor, an educator for the machine company, assists with the embroidery. So I answer bare minimum questions for that part. They talk about the machine, how to thread it, how to do all that stuff. But I do like to at least be like, no, I know a little bit about embroidery. I embroider a little myself. I found that while I was embroidering this week that I just find it to be so boring. And I don't mean any offense to any of you that love embroidery. There's some really cool things. There's a lot of like cool things you can do. There's in the hoop projects where like the whole thing's done and it has zippers and it does all this really cool stuff. I just find that the basic idea of babysitting that machine while I'm doing other stuff I realize why I haven't done it in so long because it really does not appeal to me. It was not that exciting. I was just sitting there going, you done yet? Thread break? Okay. Oh, I gotta change the color. So I like the outcome. The embroidery itself is not as exciting. And I'm starting to realize why I never intentionally bought an embroidery machine. That embroidery machine I did not pay for. I need to preface that. I paid $0 for that embroidery machine. It was part of my Janome contract. That's why I'm here. That's why I have it. If I didn't, I probably never would have bought one. And for those of you that do amazing things on embroidery and have like a passion for it, 100%, I get it. I am not here to discourage you. I just know what I'm here for, and I am not here to babysit machines. It was fun. I played with a few things yesterday, just kind of, seeing if I could remember how to use it. Will I ever change my mind? I have no idea, but I have a very expensive machine that's sitting there that can make cool things, so I'll let it do its thing, but I probably never would have bought one if I had not been given that in my contract. Listen, nobody wants a saggy bottom. We are all trying to work on firm bottoms, and sometimes that's harder than it sounds. In bags, we interface. On our bodies, we struggle. And that, my friends, is Friday afternoon. Thank you for hanging out. And Shelly, I think you and I feel the exact same way. It's not exciting. But then I get like these beautiful embroidered shirts from Brenda and Brie, and I'm like, oh, that's really cool. But like they have a big like one of those 10 needle machines. Like they have a massive thing. Or these people that are like, I made this entire bag, the whole thing on an embroidery machine. That's cool. When somebody first messaged me many years ago and said, is your whatever project ITH? I was like, is it what? I was like, I don't know what ITH means. And she was like, obviously not if you don't know what that means. And I was like, no, but also what does that mean? I didn't know it meant in the hoop. I don't know any of that stuff. It was a very interesting conversation. It was a little snarky, but whatever. I've moved on. So yeah, I will play with some embroidery just to have basic knowledge. It's definitely not something that I'm like, guys, this is great. It's not for me. So I need to go make another protein coffee. And once I get my protein coffee, I'm going to start filming. I'm going to film the new pattern first because that tutorial you guys are going to want next week. I don't think you're going to need it. That's all I'll say. But I want to do it anyway, especially since I'm bringing this brand new pattern to a show. And then I'll pick one of these other projects that I have cut out and I'll get it done and I'll have more samples. So I'm very excited. Yes, listen, anything that you need, Brenda can help you. We've got our life coach Kat, we've got our embroiderer Brenda, like we've got people to cover all the bases. I've got you guys for your ideas. You've got me to order fabric. You want it on canvas? I'll get it. We got it going. So, all right. Thank you all. Thank you everybody for hanging out, and yeah, wish me luck. Let's see how many videos I can get filmed today. Can I do one? Can I do all three? Let's see. I've got today and tomorrow, and then we have a Patreon and member so on Sunday, don't forget. And then I can show you all the things that I accomplished, and I'll talk to you about more stuff, and we'll have more silly stories to share. All right, I'll see you guys next week. Bye.